Some time ago somebody asked me, can I do Draw My Life video? I have made one in Finnish, but now it's time for English version. So here it is. Let's continue. I was born in 1988. Did I say it correct? And I have father and my mom, and they live in countryside in this yellow house. When I was born, I had big sister. I still have. She was 8 years older than me, and my another big sister is 5 years older than I am, and here I am. This is me. I'm the youngest kid in our family. My parents still live in this house and we visit them quite often. We live in the same city. Okay, this was the start of my life. It was February when I born, so in the winter time. I had very happy childhood. We liked to move a lot with bicycle. Oh, this is hard to draw. How can you draw bike? Oh no, this is hard. Always so hard. Okay, this is bike. I had my hobbies were riding a horse, and the stable was in 7 kilometers from our home, so we ride with bikes to ride a horse, and I draw horse. Here is horse. And I also played volleyball. We played in a small group and we draw to that hall where we played. It was my little school also, and there were also 7 kilometers, and this is volleyball. And at the summertime we liked to swim, and the best beach was also in the same place like this volleyball hall, so sometimes we ride there with our bikes. And my cousins lived from 12 kilometers from our home, so sometimes we drive there these 12 kilometers by bikes. So we drive lots of bikes. And what else? My hobbies were also reading. I like to read. This is book. I start reading before I went to school because my sisters teach me. So actually I went for school a year earlier that normally kids do. I was 6 years old when I started school. Normally in Finland kids start school at when they are 7 years, but I was 6. Like I said, I like reading, and then I write. I like also draw, but didn't get any better, as you can see. But this is my pencil. I like to draw, and I like to write stories, and we spent a lot of time in outside. At autumn we pick berries, and we carry locks and everything you have to do in countryside. We didn't have any. We have dogs, 3 dogs when I was young, but nothing else animals. What else? We like to spend time in our summer cottage, which was about 16 kilometers from our home, and it was by the lake, and we like to swim. Here I am swimming. And that was my childhood. Lots of sports and happy life. My school, I already told you that my first school was at the same place that volleyball hall, and I was actually the only girl in my class many years. It was me and 6 boys. It was very small school, only about maybe our class was the biggest many years, so I think maybe 40 students at that school. But when I start my 7th grade, I don't know how to write it, but then I started in another school, like all of our classes, and it was bigger school in the city of Kuusamo. There were few hundred students in there. It was 7th to 8th grade I was there, and then I started my what could it be? I don't know. The school things are a little bit different in Finland than in, like, I don't know, in America or England or everywhere else. So I don't know what it's the name of the school, maybe high school or maybe some other school, but I started to study business, I think, merkonomi in Finland, but business school maybe is the closest word, because I didn't know what else to do. I didn't have my any, what is the word? Oh my god, what is the word? I didn't know what to do when I'm adult, so I chose this school. And at that point I was I 15 years old? And I had to move to the city of Kuusamo because there were no bus buses didn't drive in countryside. So I was 15 years old when I moved with my sister to our own home, little house. Actually, it was this house where is lots of house. Like, maybe like this is the better way to draw it. My house, neighbor's house, like that. And this house was very near my school, so I walk to my school. And this school took 3 years, and at the second year I moved with my best friend, and we spent our youth in there, in house like this, where is neighbor here and neighbor here and neighbor here and here and here and here. I hope you can see what I'm trying to say. How can I say, the studies were not the primary thing in our life in that point, but I have always, learning has always been easy for me, so we did like the lowest thing to pass the tests and stuff. Not my star moments in my life, but I was young, didn't know what to do, so yeah. Okay, let's move on. When I graduated, I moved to Kajaani. It's also it's a city, not that big city in Finland, and I worked selling magazines with my phone, and also I was in pharmacy, but I only lived there 1 year. After that, I spent few months in Kuusamo, but then I moved to Oulu. Oulu is a little bit bigger city in Finland. Both of these are about 200 kilometers from my hometown. At Oulu, I was working in bookstore, and I like it. But then I met Mikko. Mikko was a friend of my friend, and he lived in Kuusamo. And and then I moved back to Kuusamo because of Mikko, my partner. Almost immediately we start living together with Mikko, and it was also like this house with many layers, many neighbors, and it was, I think it was year 2008, I hope. I don't remember. I have difficult to remember years. That's why history has always been difficult subject to me in school. But yeah, maybe 2008. And we took our first dog. It was named Kessu. And it was mixed race. What was it? Many races. I don't know. But Kessu only lived two years after he died, when he got crushed with car. But yeah, sad thing. But after Kessu we took another dog. He had these kind of ears. It was named Tupla. Tupla was rescue dog, and it spent with us from he was 3 years old when he came, and he passed away when he was 40. Yeah. Then I was working in shops in Ruka. If somebody knows Ruka, the ski center, I was selling food in local grocery shop, little shop, and sometimes I was cleaning in hotels and in cottages. And then I worked in Prisma. It's a little bit bigger grocery shop here in Finland. And when I was working there, I started to wait our first son. First son was born. He is in here. He was born in 2014, and when he was young we bought our first own home, like this. And I spent almost a year in home with my son, and then I was a few months working in Prisma, and then we got our second child. She is girl, and it was the year 2016. Yeah, then I decided that I don't want to work early mornings and late evenings, and I start to study. I studied 1 year, and I studied as a secretary, and then I got job from the school I was studying, and I was secretary 2019 to 2022 maybe, that or three, maybe three. I was working secretary at that time. I was at home also almost a year with my girl and my boy, and then I started these studies, and we bought our second. Oh my god, why am I shaking? We bought our second home. What was the year? It was a little bit newer, but a little bit smaller house in 2019, maybe, I'm not sure. But then at the year 2020 I started my own business. At the same time I was working as a secretary. I make my reindeer antler jewelries. This is reindeer ears and their antlers. Very beautiful. And a reindeer. Reindeers drop their antlers every year naturally, so I make these jewelries like earrings and necklaces. This is a necklace, and it is called Gloniva. I was selling my products in online shop, and I have some resellers also, and that was 2020 when I started my business, and 2023, what did I say? You can see it there. I had to make a decision. Do I continue working as a secretary, or do I do only my business? And because I had no time for both of those, so I start to be full-time. And how do you write it? No, I don't know how to write it. Entrepreneur is the word I'm searching here. Full-time entrepreneur I was at this time. When my kids were young, I didn't have any specific hobbies, but I have always liked to walk. Oh, what is happening here? I have always liked to walk with my dogs, and sometimes go to gym or swimming and or do now I mess with my words, but I always like to read and do stuff with my computer. I have had many blogs that I write, and and I like to take photos with my phone. My first phone was Nokia. Nokia is Finnish brand. My first phone was Nokia 5110, and it was like this with antenna. But yeah, when my kids were young, I didn't have time or energy to to read. But few years now, I am returning to be a writer, but reader. Yeah, and many short. What is it? Many times I choose bike if I need to go somewhere. Okay. What is this? Oh, here I am walking. Maybe with my dog or maybe without dog. Nowadays without dog. We don't have any animals at this time. What is my life now? Now is year 2025. I'm still entrepreneur with my company. I started YouTube few years ago. I don't remember what year it was, maybe 2021, maybe. My ASMR account, I start with Finnish only, and I love to make videos. My channel has grown quite slowly when I make only Finnish, but how long have I made English videos? Maybe almost a year, and after I have made also English videos, my channel has grow faster. And I have to say thank you all for my super subscribers. Yeah, I love to make videos. I love to make my Julies, and these two things make possible that I can be home when my kids come home from school and spend time with them. I had something in my mind. Sometimes I do extra work nowadays. I go to clean cottages, and I love also that work. I love to make work also where I can move, but also like to work with my computer. I like lots of things. Yeah, I'm quite a positive person and I like lots of things. But yeah, I think this is my life. I hope you like this video. Can I draw something here? I didn't draw. I write. I'm sorry about that. I only draw like houses and bicycle. Okay. But I still hope you like it. See you next time. Bye bye.